Hey you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. No one else here. I know why you clicked on the video. You're a greedy little gamer. So am I. So I made this. That's why you're watching this. That's why we're both here. So instead of making this intro longer than it needs to be, let's just get to the footage, huh? Let's play that shit. Go!
Wow! Incredible! Game!
Dang. That's pretty. This game looks really good, man. Anyway, I know those clips was kind of hype, but also you're probably thinking after seeing that it's not the strongest build in the game. There's not one-shotting things. I've seen stronger builds with Bell Render and other crazy weapons that are strong and obviously way more powerful. But the point of the build is more so greed over power, you know, because it has everything except for lightning. I purposely omitted lightning from the build because I just didn't want you know, I just didn't want it there. I wanted the fire, the poison, and the ice. You know, that's all I really wanted to see. I wanted to make that more concentrated, and I did. It was great. It's fun. It's a very fun build, but that's enough of the summary. Let's actually get into it. So yeah. Words. More words and weapon. Let's start with that. Wow, that was awkward. Why did I do that? I'm not cutting that out. All right. Anyway, Soul Flame, Final Breath. That's your base weapon. This is a regular drop. Nothing crazy. You can get this anywhere, from anything. Just kill things, open chest, whatever. Right? Nothing crazy. And this is pretty much the start. You're gonna use this to kick off a lot of meteors and various things like that. You know, if you want to. I mean, you can obviously just use the skills instead. You can use the magma and this. They both set things on fire, and they're very repeatable. I'll show you why. It's part of the build. So you could use these a lot, and don't get scared off by the speed. Because daggers are kind of busted in the way that they swing way faster than they look. I don't even know why they're considered average speed. All the daggers swing so much faster than average. Like, this says fast, but I feel like, in my experience, they swing at the same speed, bro. They should all be fast, at least. And then they double hit, unless you're walking forward, in which case you get something a little like this. Sorry, you charge for this. If you do a walk forward and do a heavy attack while walking forward, it's a single hit, but otherwise it's always a double hit. Everything else is double hit. It's all double hit. But yeah, so that's that, and that's really good for triggering effects and all that, by the way. Daggers are kind of nutty in that regard. But yeah, that's the main weapon there. And the second weapon here is going to be Winter's Well, as you probably read. It's going to be from this. Probably wondering, why didn't you use this? Because I don't want to make blizzards. You want to be mobile. You want to trigger cold damage, because otherwise you can't make Ice Age go crazy. I mean, this works, but it's not as often as you think, and it usually is better off when you're able to trigger constant freeze. But if you can't continuously freeze things very rapidly, which this build is not good for applying constant freezing. Now, I'm not saying you can't apply like constant freeze status. I'm talking about like the actual build-up. You need, I think it's 12 stacks to freeze things, and this is not a full ice build, so it's not going to continuously freeze things up. So this is not viable. But this is, because that is continuous freeze damage on top of the ice clones, a part of the ring, which is a cold reminder. I'll get into that. So you're able to continuously trigger the Ice Age effect, and with the easy fire proc from either using the weapon itself, the heavy attack here, which gives you a blaze and poison, by the way. It's crazy. It's actually crazy how good this is. But also, you know, the blaze with the, you know, in games, you know, the level plus 16, all that stuff, right? You easily trigger meteors by using that. I mean, just one splash of it. It's like pepper spray, and suddenly everything's just getting sprayed down with meteors. It's ridiculous. So yeah, and then you obviously infectious wounds. Like, what else did you think was gonna be on the necklace, right? Like, it's all like the same. I mean, this should be predictable at this point. The ring is quite literally just exactly what you think it is. It's just weak link, ice, you know, cold reminder, and festering wounds, because, you know, it's really nothing else in the game that's more centered around elements for the rings. I mean, you could say thunder, but or lightning. Well, thunder dash in this case. It's called thunder dash, but I didn't use any lighting in this build. No lighting in this build. You know, it's something else entirely. It's all other stuff. Obviously, I said that. But you could, if you want to, you could replace any one of these runes, maybe Force Overcharge if you don't care for it, with any one of the thunder or lightning runes if you wanted to. It's really up to you. I just didn't want any lightning, so I just completely took it out the build, right? Nothing crazy. And then you got, and for the spam, right? If you want to do the rapid skill spam, because the dagger has a really, really good skill set for spamming itself. It's super good for rinse and repeat over and over if you need to do that. Like you saw in the boss fight there, it did help with because, you know, the damage on it, it's not insane busted like various overpowered builds that I've made in the past and other builds that just maybe you yourself watching have already made. So, you know, it's just there for extra damage. But at level 6 toughness, I feel like that was a really good showcase. You know, not everything needs to kill things and bosses. Well, it kills enemies pretty quickly, but bosses, it doesn't kill them in like 2 seconds, and that's okay. I feel like a more lengthy boss fight can be fun, especially with a build like this with the survivability on it. It's pretty nice. You got the, you know, the heart on this isn't really that important. If I'm honest with you, I really just kind of threw this together because this is the sort of build you can use whatever heart you want. You can go with the mortal heart, you can go with the rolling fire, but me personally, I literally didn't care. This build was made for fun and entertainment because it's fun. It's a greed build, bro. I wasn't really greeding the damage, I was greeding the effects. I wanted to get as many effects as possible, which is also why for the runes I have Panacea, you know, for the explosions, right? It's great. It's absolutely incredible. Love it. And as far as the artifact, unfortunately, this game just doesn't have much going for it in terms of combat enabled artifacts. It just is what it is. You know, like, I would say with the artifact, you could use whatever you want. If you want to make it a farming build, you can easily transform it into a farming build by just putting on this, and combining. Like, do whatever you want with the artifact. I don't think, until there's new artifacts added to the game, I don't really think there's going to be many builds that even have an artifact I would go with. You could say the Tibia for Chrono Surge has a place here. Yeah, sure, kind of. But compared to all the other skill cooldown abilities or passives and perks you can get in this game, this one, I would say Chrono Surge is probably one of the most lackluster. It doesn't seem like it when you read it, but when you experience it just by itself without any other cooldown reduction stuff, it's almost like it's not there. Really, it's worthless in my opinion. I think Chrono Surge needs a rework because it's, or at least an increase, maybe 50% at like plus 18 or something. Seriously, this is worthless. It easily is the weakest passive cooldown in the game, especially by itself. It's okay, it's fine when you pair with other stuff, but if I were to take this off, you would notice zero difference in the ability spam. This contributes nothing because it just, the way it's set up, it doesn't actually help as much as you would think. Just not at all, bro, not at all. But yeah, so like I said, with that, I just put on whatever with the artifact. It's not important. So yeah, that's that. And also, there's no soul fruit to focus on. I know last video, if anybody watched it, shame on you if you didn't. Grr, whatever. But yeah, I know last video I made sure that there was a bit of a kind of a hard mode switch or whatever, some semi-clever shit with the soul fruits, right? For that build, but this time it's whatever soul fruit you want. It really doesn't matter. I didn't have on any soul fruit in particular that mattered. I just had some stuff on that I felt like running, and I ran it. I just played the game. Nothing crazy. And for anybody concerned about how I turned the HUD off, it's F10. If you're on keyboard, if you're playing on keyboard. If you're on controller, I don't know if there's a way to do it on controller, but I'm assuming you're probably playing this on PC with a controller, because that's the only, this game's currently only on PC in early access and at the time of recording this for anybody from the future. Hi, by the way. But yeah, F10 on your keyboard. I don't know about any other way to do this, but yeah, I only recently learned about this myself. Man, this game has a lot of hidden information, huh? Crazy. But yeah, that's actually gonna be the end of the video. Let's see in the explanation. That's it. You got it. So like, subscribe, and maybe press that hype button, I guess. It's down there now. I don't really know if it would help my channel at all. How does that even work? I know there's a hype section in YouTube now, or do people even check that? Do people check the hype section? Is that something people do? Or is it just one of those press the button anyway sort of things, just because it's new? Either way, you should probably just press it. If you haven't hyped it, we used up all your hype. Use it on me, I guess. I don't know. Maybe use it on my older videos as well, since you edit. But hey, anyway, motivational message of the day, I guess, is You know what? That's a good one. I was gonna say let me think about it, but that's actually a good one. Think about things before you say them. Damn. It's crazy how deep shit comes when you don't think about it too deeply, huh? But yeah, think about things before you say them. Really. Even when you mean well, sometimes you could say something that's out of line simply because you didn't think about the delivery, you know? That's it's really important because sometimes you hurt the people who you didn't even mean to hurt. It was never intended to be painful. It was intended to be a loving message, and it just came out entirely wrong. And all it would have took is a few more seconds of thinking about how you would have delivered that. Seriously. You know, the moment you stop thinking about what you say is the moment you either stop caring about other people, and I mean not random people, obviously. Fuck a stranger. Except for you. Not you. I don't, not you. You know, I don't mean that. You're special. Whoever you are, stranger. But like family members, loved ones. The moment you stop caring about how you deliver things is the moment you start causing yourself problems and other people problems that don't deserve it. So yeah, really take that into account. It's important. It's very important. It doesn't seem like it's important right now at this point in your life. Probably not. But it will be. So just do it now. Practice being mindful of your words and thinking about them before you get to a point where it's so important that it hurts because you didn't. You got to figure out how to fix it instead of moving forward. You got to heal the cracks. You don't want to be in that situation, especially later in life when you got more at stake. Because right now you're just playing video games, looking up video game stuff, making builds, you know, whatever. Anyway, that's actually the end of the video. I'm going to stop now. You should go do your homework or something. It's, you know, I don't know, do something productive. You're probably being procrastinated. You're probably procrastinating on that, right? Like, I know I did. Goodbye.